Evolution of Maleficent. Sleeping Beauty, 1959. In the animated movie, where she is voiced by Eleanor Audley, Maleficent arrives at King Stephen and Queen Leah's castle during the christening of their newborn daughter, Princess Aurora. She expresses displeasure about not receiving an invitation, and places a curse on Aurora, so that before the sun sets on her 16th birthday, she will prick her finger on a spinning wheel spindle and die. Fairy Merryweather weakening the curse so that Aurora will not die from pricking her finger, but only sleep instead, until a kiss from her true love awakens her. Later, Maleficent instructs her pet raven, Diablo, to find Aurora, even though 16 years have passed. The bird manages to succeed, due to a magical quarrel between Merryweather and Flora, which exposes their location. On the evening of Aurora's 16th birthday, after the three fairies have momentarily left the depressed princess alone in a castle room, Maleficent visits Aurora in the form of a will-o'-the-wisp, luring the princess to a tower room where Maleficent transforms into a spinning wheel and Aurora pricks her finger and collapses into sleep. When Flora, Merryweather, and Fauna arrive too late, Maleficent shocking the fairies, showing them Aurora asleep on the floor. Later on, Maleficent and her goons capture Prince Philip, Aurora's true love, and imprisons him. Maleficent later wakes up, and by seeing that Diablo has been turned to stone, she discovers that the fairies have freed Philip from her dungeon. She climbs to the top of one of her castle's towers and proceeds to blast Philip with lightning, and after the good fairies foil these attempts, she summons a forest of thorns through which Philip slices his way out. Enraged, she blows away and confronts him in front of King Stephen's castle, and transforms into a huge dark dragon. The three fairies cast an enhancing enchantment on Philip's Sword of Truth, which he throws into Maleficent's heart, mortally wounding her before she falls off the crumbling cliff to her death. The Little Mermaid, the series, 1994. In the episode Heroes, Maleficent dragon form appears as a sea dragon. Timon and Pumbaa, 1995. In the episode Guatemala Malarkey, a dragon resembling Maleficent's dragon form made a brief cameo in a pit of fire as one of the cursed temple's booby traps. Mickey's Magical Christmas, snowed in at the House of Mouse, 2001. Maleficent appears as the cameo character, where the Mad Hatter holding her horns. House of Mouse, 2002. In the episode Halloween with Hades, Maleficent appears where Hades falls in love with her and tries to win her over. Mickey's House of Villains, 2002. Maleficent appears as one of the villains, where she takes part in the It's Our House Now, along with the other villains. Once Upon a Time, 2012. An alternate version of Maleficent appears in the ABC television series, played by Kristen Bauer Van Straten. She debuts in a flashback of the first season episode The Thing You Love Most, where Regina, the evil queen, goes in search of her help, being Maleficent shown as a woman with curly blonde hair and wearing a pink dress. She was slain by Emma Swan in dragon form in the first season finale, A Land Without Magic. She later returns in an undead form in the second season episode The Evil Queen, where Hook confronts her. Maleficent, 2014. The 2014 live-action reboot presents Maleficent as a good-hearted but tragic fairy who defends the Moors, a realm of supernatural beings, from neighboring humans. She is played by Angelina Jolie. Maleficent befriends a thieving peasant boy named Stefan. However, later, as a young adult, Maleficent is betrayed by Stefan, who uses iron to burn off her wings so that he can succeed King Henry. After claiming a raven named Diaval, Sam Riley, as her henchman, Maleficent renames herself from Guardian of the Moors to Ruler of Same. Both her clothing and her realm turn dark, reflecting the hatred with which she is now consumed. When she learns that now King Stefan and his queen Layla have a newborn daughter named Aurora, Elle Fanning, Maleficent acts in the name of what she considers poetic justice by cursing the newborn Aurora to fall into a death-like slumber on her 16th birthday. The spell can be broken only by the kiss of true love, which neither Maleficent nor Stefan believe in. The three fairies are assigned to look after Aurora until after her 16th birthday. The pixies prove to be grossly incompetent and negligent. In order to ensure that her curse comes to pass, Maleficent cares for and when required protects the child from afar. Eventually, as Aurora grows into an industrious and sweet-tempered young woman, Maleficent recognizes the folly of punishing Stephan's daughter for something he alone did. This tender regard for Aurora enables Maleficent to undo the damage which she herself inflicted. After Philip's kiss fails to break the curse because he's not yet truly in love with Aurora, Maleficent voices her regrets and herself kisses Aurora's brow. Roused from her enchanted sleep, and now fully aware of her father's true nature, Aurora foils his efforts to destroy Maleficent by returning the dark fairy's severed wings. Completely stripped of her bitterness and thirst for vengeance, Maleficent declares an end to her feud with Stefan. But the king, driven by shame too great to bear, attempts to kill her and himself only to take a fatal fall from his own castle's highest turret. Following Aurora's ascension over her late parents' domain, Maleficent crowns her to rule the Moors as well as Diaval and Philip look on proudly. Descendants 2015. Kristen Chenoweth played Maleficent in Disney Channel live-action movie. She has daughter Mal. She is the main antagonist of the movie, as well as the leader of the villains who have been imprisoned on the Isle of the Lost. She longs to get the fairy godmother's magic wand, and combine it with her scepter in order to rule good and evil as she pleases, for which she entrusts her daughter with the task of stealing it. When she accidentally breaches the barrier surrounding the island, she and Maleficent escape from her and obtain the wand, freezing the inhabitants of Auradon on the spot. However, Mal confronts her mother with the help of her friends to recover the wand, with Maleficent having to transform into a dragon in the confrontation. However, the power that Mal possesses of her thanks to the friendship of her friends helps her defeat her mother, transforming her into a lizard, and immediately afterwards being locked in a glass cabinet. Descendants 2, 2017. Maleficent continues in her lizard form and is taken back by Mal to the Isle of the Lost, where she accidentally falls and ends up on the streets of the place. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil 2019. Angelina Jolie reprised the role in 2019 movie, in which Maleficent's relationship with Aurora was tested. Other fairies of her species appeared, led by Connell. In the course of the movie, Prince Philip's mother, Queen Ingrid, Michelle Pfeiffer, attempts to provoke a war between the humans and the fairies by creating the impression that Maleficent has cast another curse on the king, forcing Maleficent to flee the kingdom only to be rescued by others of her kind. During this time, Maleficent's species is identified as Dark Fae, although Maleficent's powers are unique to her due to her being the latest reincarnation of the powerful Phoenix. The queen nearly destroys the fairies after devising a cloud of red dust that will turn all fairies exposed to it into plants and luring them into a church for Aurora's wedding. But during the Dark Fae's attack on the kingdom, Aurora learns the truth and is able to convince both sides to stand down, Philip appealing to his own soldiers while Aurora confronts Maleficent. After asserting that she still regards Maleficent as her mother, Aurora is knocked off a tower by the queen, but Maleficent is able to save Aurora, ending the conflict when she breaks the curse on the king and turns the queen into a goat. With peace restored, Maleficent walks Aurora down the aisle for her wedding to Philip, and later assures Aurora that she will return when their first child is born. Robot Chicken 2021. In the episode May Cause Numb Butthole, Maleficent appears voiced by Alice Newdale. Descendants, The Royal Wedding 2021. Maleficent still turned into a lizard, where she attends Mal and Ben's wedding. The Simpsons in Plusaversary 2021. Several Disney, Pixar, Marvel, Star Wars, and The Simpsons characters are lined up to enter Moe's Tavern, where Maleficent is checking the guest list. Pinocchio 2022. Maleficent appears together with Sleeping Beauty when she is pricking her finger on the spindle. The Simpsons, Welcome to the Club 2022. Maleficent appears in a musical, which is performed by many classic Disney villains, alongside several Disney Prince characters, to try and convince Lisa to become a Disney villain.